Welcome, good morning, all. We are going to start with more of words of a customer, and then we'll take over and introduce ourselves. So take a minute to watch the video.
Watergenius is a water treatment company, and we have 62. It was outdated. Then we searched for another solution, and the solution we found was Odoo. We launched in May with 0 days of delay, but also in this time I met the people of Mollie, and with the integration that I saw with the POS solution that Mollie already had, the bridge wasn't that big to make something for us in field service that would be a better solution. The result is that there are 0 mistakes because everything is pushed from the Odoo system directly to the terminal. We see that we have an increase of 3 to 5% more direct payments on a very easy way. But more important for me is I have happy customers and happy technicians on the road because systems are working, they don't have to think about it, and the information that we have is the right information.
What more do I have to say? So, welcome again. Just a short introduction. I'm Stephanie from Mollie, responsible at Mollie for the region of the Benelux and our customer success teams and support teams at Mollie. Just to give you a little bit of a highlight of who we are, we serve more than 250,000 businesses throughout Europe. And we are very strong in our hyper-local approach that we always focus on in more than 24 languages. As you can see, we've been around for quite some time, more than 20 years. We started off with a very strong online offering, and since 2022, we started to explore and be active in the in-person payments world. And that's where we are here today. And as you can see, we have many payment methods that we offer, and we onboard around 5,000 new customers a month. And that means that we are out here, just like Odoo is out here, for online and offline payments, and we serve all different types of businesses, from micro all the way up to enterprise businesses. So, just to show you a little bit of our growth and of how we serve all these different customers, you can see that the majority of the amount of customers that we serve is still really based in our, let's say, micro mini segment, where we see lots of growth into our in-person payments. But we always go all the way up to the upmarket, where we see a very strong omni-channel need and an omni-channel offering that we do. That together with Odoo, we have a great story that you just saw with Watergenius, and I would love to introduce our great partner, Jan. Please go ahead.
Welcome. Also from me, welcome. So I'm Jan, co-founder at Droggol. We are an Odoo partner, and we specialize in the impossible in Odoo. You might know us from the little monkey on the top right of your screen. That's our own creation. We've been Mollie partners since V12, and we also write the cookbook on how to develop for Odoo. And you also might know us from the #1 Team Prime for websites, which is also our development. So in this case, we work together with Mollie to develop something especially for their customers to serve the needs of the whole ecosystem and serve everybody.
So what was the challenge? You hopefully heard a bit in the video from Watergenius themselves, but they were really faced with outdated terminals that was very unreliable in their business. A lot of manual work, which of course drives a lot of frustration for their own people, but also for their customers. And there was many times a poor connectivity. So therefore, there was always a delay in the payments, and of course, has a huge impact on cash flow as well. So the overall experience was a very poor experience for the technicians that are on the road every day, again and again, and their back office was overloaded with a lot of manual work. And this was the challenge that Watergenius was facing on a daily basis, and they needed a solution. And that's when the turning point was there. Last year at this same event, we were here with a booth as well, and we ran into Watergenius. They stopped by. They were actually already an existing online payment customer of Mollie, but their online business is quite small compared to their in-person payment business. So they knew about us, and we started our talks together, and we sat down with Droggol, and we had a shared vision. How can we serve this customer in a better way? And therefore we said, well, this cannot be that complicated. We need to be able to integrate the terminal directly with the Odoo orders and invoices, and no step in between, no system in between. And that's what we created. It was a very nice journey to working together with the customer and with our partner to bring the right solution to the business.
So to make it happen, we really thought about, okay, how can we make this simple and automated? So from idea to reality, we just thought, okay, there's an existing solution for POS. We need to develop something to fill the gap for anything related to service, to field service. So Mollie and us, we partnered up in service of Watergenius. They didn't have to intervene or okay, the functionality or the requirements were gathered, but Mollie actually led the development. And the key goals were, for every job, we need a direct payment instantly. We need to collect those payments without having need of a POS, and we need to settle those transactions automatically so that the finance team doesn't need to intervene. And all of this doing a seamless integration with everything that is standard in the flow, so we don't circumvent anything around Odoo or whatever, so that there's no breakage in future versions or whatever. So we made it happen, and the impact was actually directly visible. In terms of numbers, it might seem small, but 1,300 payments a year that are instant means 1,300 invoices that you don't need to chase. You don't need a team, and that also means none of the follow-up. So imagine half of the invoices are late, there's no follow-up, there's no chasing the payments, etc. For the business, that actually means scalable growth. It means happy customers. It means no extra people in the back office. For the technicians, the reaction of the technicians is, wow, this is simple. It's just a press of the button. So for them, there's no more mistakes. There's no more missed payments. There's no more missed dialing or the wrong numbers, and then all of the hassle afterwards and following up on the payments that were missed. And for the finance, it actually means time saved. Okay, for them, there's 100% match. They don't need to follow up on it. There's no manual work. And of course, your cash flow just goes through the roof, because all of those payments, normally you would have chased them for 30 days or more, and now you get them instantly.
So, Jan, could you explain a bit? If you look at the question, beyond payments, what additional benefits can the customer unlock when they connect Mollie with Odoo, with what we created?
Well, thank you. That's actually a good question. Maybe I came up with it.
I didn't come up with it, to be honest, but...
So we have a whole ecosystem of apps that were created, of course, all by Mollie, and they're all available for free for the Mollie customers. They range from a full sync settlement from your Mollie dashboard towards Odoo, to automated settlements of all of those transactions, extending your physical and online payment capabilities, which just makes it easier to install and to configure everything. And also effortlessly manage the transactions fees. So when there's transactions fees deducted, those automatically get settled, etc. So we keep on expanding on all of the apps, and Mollie makes it makes it available for their customers. So there's no extra charges. It's all available online.
So tell me, this all sounds great, looks great, story is great. So what can we do to make this available, that everyone is aware of this and can use it?
Well, yeah, that's kind of our problem of what we see. There's traction, but we don't see a lot of payments. We don't see a lot of downloads. There's quite a few, but in our mind there should be so many more. Anyone that comes to the booth or where we talk about this, they say, wow, this is such a game changer for us. There's so little extra effort needed. We spend 1 week a year, 1 hour a week to settle all of our transactions, to look at payments, to sift out the credit card payments, etc. You can actually automate it, and then we have to say yes. So yeah, it is a game changer, and a lot of people at Odoo, they actually also know it, and they kind of push the people towards.
And what you're saying, it's not being used, but if we look at our numbers, so if you just take the number that we've seen since this offering, we have a growth year over year of 392%. What we see in our business of the usage of this solution and the happiness of the customer. So it's a tremendous growth that we see. Maybe absolute numbers not yet, but in growth, it's a game changer for sure. So
and I think there should be much more.
Let's see. Maybe after this week we'll have a lot more.
We'll see.
Okay. So if you look at the latest developments in the integrations on the Odoo platform, what do you see as the upcoming challenge there? And maybe you can also talk a little bit about, for our audience, what does it look like to start using this? Does it take you a lot of time? What's the time effort, etc.?
Okay, so upcoming or in progress. So we've just finished the niche payments versions, so integration for everything related to vouchers, eco, and all of those, the meal vouchers, etc. We are integrating the tap device now. So tap, the actual device and the app. And we're also working on the V19 upgrade, which will be available soon, because all of our apps are always on time with every new version. And in terms of installation use, let me say that we came here to Odoo, and I only needed 10 minutes to set everything up. We had new devices. We had you brought the laptop and the tab devices, and it took us 10 minutes to set everything up. So anyone could do it. There's, I think, 10 steps to
yeah, and that's maybe good to mention, is that we offer a whole set of different hardware in our in-person payment, and the newest one out there is what you just mentioned, is the Mollie tap terminal that is going to go live with this integration, or is about live at this point.
Almost ready.
Almost ready, you told me. So that will be a great step forward. And Jan, what do you think we can do together to make this, give it more awareness into the market? Because as you've seen, and we know from Watergenius, is that they have so much benefit out of using this.
So yeah, I think awareness with partners is getting raised, and it just needs to trickle down to the business. If you look at what is there, it's the most complete solution on the market in terms of POS, in terms of payment providers. So if more people know about it, more people will use it.
And what is that big difference that you say that it's the most complete? And
so it's actually just the omni-channel and ease of use. So basically, what is available now with every payment provider is the POS integration and the online, but also being able to have it on any section of Odoo that you want, be it invoices, quotations, orders, and also having it automatically settled is just such a game changer.
Okay. And if you look way into the future, what do you see in this scene,
Well,
of course?
My ideal path forward is integration in standard Odoo. We've developed a lot already, and we've come a long way since V12. There's already a part of our solution in standard Odoo, but there could be so much more.
Okay. Thank you.
Maybe it's time to look at some questions.
Are there
or if
any questions?
Est-ce qu'on m'entend?
You and this one?
Yeah. Thank you. So we have two questions, I think. No, more, actually. So the first question is, how can we use it? Is it native in Odoo?
So there's a part that is native in Odoo, so the setup and the connection for any terminal. The way you use it is you basically go to your Mollie dashboard and there's an API key you can generate. Putting in the API key is enough to fetch all of your terminals, and from there on you're basically set. All you need to do is select which terminals you want to use on which POS and you're good to go. In terms of native, yeah, that's it. If you are Odoo SH or a hosted solution, then you can look at our other apps to extend all of that functionality.
Okay, thank you. Second question is, Odoo work with quite few payment service providers. What sets Mollie apart in that space for integrator and customers?
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, Odoo works with quite a few payment service providers. What sets Mollie apart in that space for integrators and customers?
So what sets Mollie apart is, I think, and I'm talking as a partner of Mollie, is that they're really looking at the way, the needs of the business, and they're trying to get ahead of that and really working together with us to generate that service for their customers. So they're looking at what's needed. They're really trying to get a generic solution for everyone. And then wherever there's gaps, they're trying to match them as soon as possible, so it's already available for all of their Odoo customers.
Yeah, maybe to add, of course, because it's a little bit of a Mollie pitch. So I would say we have a great product, we have a great service, and we have a great price. And I think all of that together needs to work. And then we work together with our partners and with our customers to drive the best solutions into the market. And as Jan is mentioning, specifically on a scalable way. So it's not always this customized approach, but it's really on a scalable level, on a very hyper-local level that we try to differentiate.
Okay. Another question is asking, what's the price for the device?
So
what's the price for the device?
help me out here. I have some good people here in the audience that are going to help me on the pricing on the device. Which device? You don't know which
It's
device.
not written.
It depends a little bit, of course, on the customer size, but list prices are very competitive in the market for the traditional terminals at roughly 350 euros, and for the more modern, easy entry, smaller terminals, it's 95 euros.
So between 95 and 350 euro per terminal, but of course it depends on the amount of terminals that you purchase.
Okay, thank you. What's the average time for an implementation company between 20 and 30 users? What sets you apart from the competitors?
So implementation time in terms of implementing the Mollie apps, I think I said it this morning, I can do it in 10 minutes. So maybe an untrained user with just downloading and installing the extra apps and generating an API key, setting up the payment methods, and linking up the terminals, maybe you're looking at an hour and you're done.
Okay.
Maybe let me take
No
that a little
problem.
bit, because of course he's a technical person. I am not, but I think that is the power of Mollie. We started off as a real product-led company into building more of a commercial company at the end, but we've been around for 21 years right now. But we are really that product that simplify payments. So it is really for that micro merchant, for the person, actually, individual that runs a small startup that can start off with payments by really clicking through our solution. So that is really what the start of was from Mollie, our founder. That was his drive to really help out those small entrepreneurs to be able to use payments.
Okay. Someone is asking if you are hiring at Mollie. If you are hiring.
If you are, can you read it?
No, it's for Mollie. Hiring. Hiring.
Hiring.
Yeah.
If you are hiring at Mollie.
Always. We're always hiring at Mollie. So
at Droggol.
just to give you a little bit of an idea, please come to our booth if someone is looking for a job. We're always hiring in all different fields. We have several locations throughout Europe. We have our headquarters in Amsterdam. We have an office here in Ghent. We have an office in Portugal, in Milan, in Paris, in London. Am I missing something? Stockholm. Germany, 3 different locations. So, yes.
Okay. What is the impact towards the netto margin of a supplier when using Mollie? If you want to read the question. Yeah, this one.
So what is the impact towards the netto margin of a supplier when using Mollie? That's a
complicated question, I would say. I think we need to understand a little bit more about the business to be able to give a real good answer to this. Without, come to the booth and we'll do a calculation with you together.
Okay, nice. Last question. Where does your solution exist? Someone is asking for Thailand. I don't know if it's a worldwide solution.
I'm not sure about the coverage of Thailand for Mollie. I think they're more EU-based, so I don't think for Thailand you will be covered by Mollie. I'm sorry.
Thank you for answering that. That is true. We have a very hyper-local focus in Europe. Of course, we can look into serving some other countries, but that's not on our radar at this point.
Okay, thank you. That was the last question. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.